Hello and welcome to part 2 of Let's Plays Disco Elysium. This is pretty funny. There's a guy over here. A bottle of rum has been knocked over, beautiful dark liquid spilling out. Oh dear. That sugary black rum stain on the counter makes you teary-eyed with joy. It's almost touching how syrupy and sticky it is. How long have you been up already? An hour? Sweet Lord, a whole hour! And you haven't thought about rum and lemonade in all that time? You've truly extinguished all trace of yourself. Actually, should I be thinking about this? Looks like drinking hasn't turned out too well for me. Maybe you haven't turned out well for your drinking? Have you thought about that? Get a goddamn rum and lemonade in you, boy. Or better yet, lick that stain off the counter. Ooh. Don't lick it. What happened, man? You used to be cool. Go get your boring normal person drink then. Oh, so we'd have a new task to find booze and get our act together. That doesn't sound like a great great idea. There's a sleeping dock worker here. A man is sleeping at the table wearing mud-caked boots and rolled down overalls. The back of his shirt reads Wild Pines, encircled by a logo with a tree. Ah. On the counter, rolled out of his open hand, you see a blister pack of headache medicine. We need this. Let's get them. The man does not mind. You probably need them more than he does. Tutorial, apparently. You've just picked up medicine. This item is stored in the bottom left of your corner screen above your character portrait. Click the icon to heal your morale if you have morale damage. Okay, we seem okay at the moment. As okay as we're gonna be. Lieutenant, who is this? No idea. Looks like he works for Wild Pines, the logistics company who owns and operates the harbour. But why is he sleeping during the day? Why? Possibly because there's a strike going on in the harbour. There's not much to do outside aside from drinking and sleeping. Oh. Right, let's just have a sort of looky around, see if there's anything useful. There's lots of people we could potentially talk to. And we're being pointed towards the bar manager to interview. But I think getting the lay of the land and possibly recovering slightly might be an idea. A heap of snow melts in this wheelbarrow. The sign reads, "Fuck the police." Oh, well, that's lovely. Pigs go home. The street name is illegible. Well, given recent events, that's honestly fair enough. Goods from the lorry haphazardly litter the surroundings. Lizard the surroundings. What? Closed for winter. It's a man selling magazines. A glossy magazine, most able-bodied men. Jump Jams, a populaire music mag. Oh, do we want to rifle through a dustbin? Apparently, yes, we do, because we can get some medication from it. Ah, is this the strike? Oh, it doesn't seem to be anything particularly to do with us at the moment. The lorries probably stored fuel here, and now they store booze. Really? Seriously, don't let my dude near the booze. He could just oh, that's an interesting car. A foreign car, kept in good condition. What's this? More random coinage. Ooh! A shirt that makes us a bit tougher, apparently. Physical instrument, I think, is your ability to actually... What? Ruins full of snow, no one lives here anymore. Let's have a look at the white tank top. Work it, apparently. Tank top, gym vest, reeking of sweat. This sleeveless shirt is the best choice if you're not afraid to show off your masculine upper body and that hairy chest. Well, this one gives us +1 to conceptualization. It's just not very good if we actually want to talk to people, so I think we should probably switch out if we're actually going into conversation, most likely. Horseback Monument. An old monument stands in the middle of the traffic island, pointing towards the sea. It looks as if it's been reassembled piece by piece, secured and mounted in the air with the aid of numerous ropes and rods. Who is this? A silver plaque on the statue's pedestal reads, "I am Philippe III, the Squanderer, the greatest of the Philippian kings of Revacol, son of Philippe II, the opulent, father of Philippe IV, the insane." Oh. Not a good track record of mental health in that family. Okay, so what did this king do? Even by the standards of Philippian kings, old sumptuous Philippe was known for his profligancy. Oh dear, tricky word. Profligancy. There we go. Or even profligancy, yeah. Well, he blew through the whole national treasury, starting the decline of one of the penultimate century's greatest superpowers, the suzerain of Revacol. His own maladministration foreshadowed the fall of the monarchy during the anti-centennial revolution, an end to his family line, and the monarchy of the Insulindian Isola. How did he manage to blow through the entire national treasury? Stories have it that he had his bedroom converted into a treasure chamber where he stored unfathomable wealth. Krugerrands, bars of gold, ornate weaponry, armour, and various chalices. He called it the Sol Aurum. It was obscene. There were whispers he slept on huge piles of gold-dipped feathers like some obese dragon, instead of a bed like a normal person. Wait, really? There's no way that's true. But wait, you haven't even heard about his fabled cocaine addiction. The what now? You see, old Philippe wasn't just good at squandering the national treasury of gold and ceremonial weaponry. He was also a prodigious snorter of nose candy. So he was addicted to nose candy, a bloated druggie. That's what the revolutionaries said 150 years later. right before they emptied out the royal mausoleum and dumped His Majesty's mortal remains in the Insulidian Bay. Right. I'm not sure whether this is a good question for my guy to ask, since he... but technically he's an alcoholic. He's not a druggie. Okay, what is nose candy? Cocaine. Yeah, figured. This is a lot to process. His Majesty's courtiers said it helped him connect with the higher realms. Okay, where is he buried now? Beneath the cold waters of the Insulidian Bay, thrown there by the revolutionaries after they cleaned out the royal mausoleum. What happened to the statue? The original was blown apart by communards, then further damaged during the landing of the coalition's airships during the turn-of-the-century revolution. When Martinez was levelled. Ooh. Most historians think the coalition's hasty landing may have ultimately saved the statue. If the communards had more time, they would have reduced it to even finer pieces. Who restored the monument? Some years ago, a group of liberal, artistically inclined individuals, designers mostly, thought it would be ironic to restore the statue of the most wasteful ruler of Revachol in the poorest part of the city. The statue is supposed to capture the moment it was blown apart, like an instant frozen in time. A rare butterfly, trapped in amber, floating on a sea of shit. That's brilliant! So funny and nihilistic. People in Martinez tend to disagree, as do many prominent art critics and thought leaders with more nuanced social awareness than the young ironists. Philippe III, the squanderer, however, with his bronze face up in the air, doesn't seem concerned about what the hoi polloi think of him in death. Not that he ever did in life, either. Okay, so that's some interesting cultural background there, and I'm assuming that it may come up again later. A bold slogan, Humanox, covers the truck. Okay. Oh, yes, so this is the way around here. Is that a guy there, or yeah, guy smoking. Interesting looking car. Okay, Capri's Kinema. Before you stands a motor carriage. The bodywork is covered in blue and white livery bearing the number 57. Vapour emanates from the large engine on the back of the vehicle. It hasn't had time to cool off yet. This must be the infernal machine that tore you from oblivion. Oh man, that made a nasty noise, didn't it? The Capri's Kinema motor carriage. Okay, open the door. In the cabin, you're welcomed by a set of steering levers, a radio microphone on a hook, a pull-out toolbox under the seat, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge. Ooh. So let's pull out the toolbox. A metallic drawer slides out from under the seat and clicks into place. The tools inside are neatly organised. Ooh, take what you need, officer. It's going to be a long case. I'm not protective of my tools like some men are. He's clearly a little protective of his tools, but what can you do? Work is work. Let's take everything. Take the red-tipped pry bar. The pry bar feels nice and cold in your hand. Heavier than you'd think. Useful for opening all sorts of doors and lids. Take the rubber-handled chain cutters. The handles are long and sleek. Snip, snip. Go the cutters in your hand. Take the hand-cranked flashlight. It's robust, weatherproof, and well made. Police issue blue. Let's see. Lets you see things in the dark you would otherwise miss. Okay, we don't need that toolbox no more. It slides back into its nest. Preheater gauge casts warm glow on the steering levers and the radio on its hook. Okay. Tap the fuel gauge. As you tap the fuel gauge, the indicator pin jerks as if startled. It's in the large orange sector, indicating the engine is warm. Next to the gauge is a red switch labelled heat. There's no use pressing the heat button, says Kim, and jingles his keys. It won't start without the ignition key. Translation: we're not going anywhere right now. Alternative translation: don't even think you can drive my MC. Okay, run fingers over the steering levers. The white suede feels luxurious under the touch, and the metal clutch handle so very familiar in your palm. Let's pick up the radio. We were told we'd need to report our badge missing if we had indeed lost it. The frequency tableau lights up and a green button labelled Prime Line glows like a feline eye, and then you hear something. The soft purr of electrical kittens' radio waves cast far and wide over the metropolis. A woman's voice greets you through the static. This is Precinct 57. Hello, Lieutenant. How may I assist you? Does she know who I am? Okay, Kim says, hello, Alice. Please assist our colleague from the 41st Precinct here. I'm putting him on. So we can say some very random things. Let's try this for the lols. Come in, Delta 10. This is Firewalker. Copy. This is Officer Alice Dimitri, Precinct 57. How may I assist you? You could swear she was friendlier than the lieutenant. Okay, so she found that amusing as well, I think. Could you connect me to the 41st Precinct? I have something I need to report. Just a second, officer. She puts you on hold, the static crackling softly like a bonfire. After a while you hear an old man greet you from the radio. His rattly voice is oddly familiar. Ooh. Jules Pidew. 10-2, 10-5. This is 41st. Come in. Over. A scrawny old man sits in a dusty cubicle smoking with a large white rectangle sewn on his vest. In front of him is a box-shaped apparatus with an array of wires and antennas, the radio switchboard. The man uses relay code. You got this. You're a cop, and cops know relay code. Really? Ooh. 10-4, Station 41. I've got urgent business. Over. 10-4, message received. 10-5, relay message. What's your status? Over. Just reporting in. Over. 10-18, state your message, sir. Ooh. So let's try. There's personal details I'd like to discuss, though this may sound odd. 10-4, your badge should have most of your personal details. Look over that. Over. I don't have it. My badge. The lieutenant's eyes go wide. But you said... He shakes his head. Never mind. 10-9. Over. My badge. I can't find it anywhere. Basically, it's gone. 10-4. Message received. This is a very serious situation. I need to 10-22 the captain. Over. Is it him? This is somebody new called Jean Fiquemar. A dry voice asked in the background, what does he want? He says he lost his badge and needs to report it. He what? He lost his badge? Hey, who is this? This is Communications Officer Jules Pedo, sir. Pedo? Pedo? Sorry, it could be pronounced that way. No, the other one. You mean your partner? Over. What is he saying? He's asking who you are. I'm his goddamn partner. It's your partner, Satellite Officer Viquimar, sir. Over. Did he lose his memory along with his fucking badge? The man in the background sounds like he's losing his patience. Who lost his badge? Dick fucking Mullen. Who do you think? Oh, it's Officer Dick. He tries to speak through laughter. Mullen. From the bestseller Dick Mullen and the Lost Identity. Dick Mullen is not your name. It's the name of a fictional detective who would not lose his badge. Authority, defend yourself! Immediately! They're laughing at you! Come on, operator. Tell them to stop. This is serious. He's asking you to stop. Says this is serious. Of course it's serious. He's lost his fucking badge. Satellite Officer Viquimar concurs. Losing your badge is serious. Over. Can't we just move on? I want to get it reported and be done with it. Okay, so 10-4, I hear you, officer. I'm just going to make a note here that you are in pursuit of your misplaced badge. Oh, right, so I have to go and find it anyway. Fuck me, Mac. Come here. You've got to hear this. Dick Mullen lost his badge. Mac Dawson, what's going on? Super Cop here lost his badge. He lost his what now? His badge. He lost his goddamn fucking badge. Enough of this now. I have other things to discuss. 10-9, come again. I didn't get that. Over. An animated conversation in the back is making it difficult for him to hear you. New heights even for Captain Sober. Ask him. The speaker gasps for air. Ask him if he lost his gun too. The room roars with laughter. Sergeant Torson wants to know if you lost your gun too. Over. Check your pockets. Check your... Holy fuck. You don't know where it is, do you? I don't have my gun? No. It's gone. It's not fucking on you. 10-9. Come in, officer. Did you get my question? We were wondering about your gun. Over. Let's give it a go. We're not that bad at drama. Convince them that you didn't lose your gun. Lying over the phone, is it? Just say it like it's the truth, and then it becomes it. No, of course I didn't lose my gun. He says he didn't. Thank God for that. That would have been a nightmare. I don't even want to imagine the poor prick who has to relay that kind of news to the captain. Losing his badge is bad enough. Tell him to find it, and fast. We can't have some gangbanger running around with it. New task. Track down your gun. We're all glad to hear you've not lost your gun, officer. Do you need further assistance? 10-10. Transmission completed. Standing by. Over. Roger that. 10-10. Over and out. The static ends with a loud click. Then everything is silent in the cabin. 18 kilometers to the south, in the 41st Precinct's relay booth, a small crowd has gathered around the communication officer, Jules Oldboy Perdue. Around a dozen cops. Okay, so we've worked it out that there's a lot of people in the room. The small room is filled with cigarette smoke, abuzz with laughter, when Officer Judette Minot enters. Her left arm is in bandages and hair trimmed short. Okay, so what is going on here? Did something happen? She asks, startled. Jean turns to her and says, "What happened is my partner made contact, and it's not good. He's lost his badge." She seemed confused, delirious even. He stops to reflect. Mac, the Torson, is finger-fucking his fists, laughing hoarsely and apparently telling some dirty story to his partner, Chester McLean, near the entrance. Suddenly he interjects, "Yeah, Mullin was fucked alright, sounded fucking drunk to me." Chester McLean, the tall ginger on his right, still has tears in her eyes. "Yeah, Mac's right. That was some gnarly shit there." Satellite Officer Vicquemare bites down on his knuckles. "Enough!" he shouts across the room. The commotion dies down. All eyes turn to him. "None of this is funny. It's fucking sad, that's what it is. He's a cop. He's one of us, god damn this." Minot looks down at her neatly polished black shoes. There is a quiet firmness to her voice. Then she speaks. "We must help him." "Yeah? How do you fucking plan to do that, huh? Get him off the drink? Go jogging with him in the morning and get him on carrot juice? He's a lost man." "I just know we can't give up on him when he's at his weakest. He wouldn't." The crowd in the room has started fidgeting uncomfortably. Someone's trying to slip out unnoticed. "Mac, man the door." Jean gestures Torson to block the doorway, then turns to Minot. "You know what he told me? I don't want to get better. I want to get worse." Those were his words. He sighs heavily and turns to address the room. "This shit does not leave this room. Not a word of this to the captain or anyone else. We'll give him a couple of days to pull his shit together." Old boy lights another cigarette and says, "I guess I can hold off the report for a few days." "Good." Vicquemare returns to the others. "Okay, everybody. Nothing but a prank call here. We all got our laughs. Now let's get back to work." Far north, on the other side of the motorway, the officer quietly hunches with his hand in the motor carriage. It was interesting. So I was hoping that we would find out more about who we were and get a bit of a memory jog from phoning those people, but we didn't exactly. Some great tectonic forces cracked the pavement like an eggshell. Maybe a sea monster did this to the plaza. The damage looks like it could have been caused by an earthquake. Okay, that's a slightly more reasonable theory. An ancient fountain. It doesn't pump water anymore. There's a tree in it. Oh, there's a few things around here. Something up on top of that barrel. Can I get there? Oh, so we get a bit more of a health boost. Roy's pawn shop. Fast cash for faster times. Oh, this could be useful. Waterlock out of order. Okay. Barry, can you hear me? Can you hear me, buddy? Ooh. Gloves. Okay, I think, can we wear those? I'll be wearing them. Gloves. We just took them, didn't we? Clothes. Yeah. I mean, just seems like we can get yeah, get a good bonus to stuff. Can't be bad. So I'm thinking maybe I'll have a look in this pawn shop. Okay, Let me check my missions. We've got a lot of missions now. Sing karaoke, interview cafeteria manager, inspect victim's body, find booze and drink it, track down your badge, and track down your gun. Wow. Okay. Where is it likely that our gun would have ended up? I wonder if that lady we spoke to earlier has any ideas. Oh, what's this? Butter sign down. Oh yeah. A crumpled billboard saying Samaran butter soaks in the canal. Two ugly lines mar the bright countenance of the blonde boy depicted. What is Samaran butter? Whatever it is, the boy on the billboard seems very happy about it. Goat milk butter. The Samaran terrain makes it easier to raise goats than cows, and the local goat farmers produce high-quality meat and dairy staples that add variety to other nations' diets. Okay. It's an acquired taste. Okay, so we have visual calculus. It's a white check, so we can try it again if we need to attempt to reconstruct what happened here. Check success. Judging by the size of the impact and the parallel lines of burnt rubber, the cause was probably a motor vehicle. Ooh, gosh. Look at the crater. Slip marks indicated that the vehicle was travelling up the crater at 35 kilometers an hour. Look at the roof of the shack. Oh wow! Well, what the hell? He went over the roof of the shack. The black marks on the roof indicate that the vehicle vaulted from the crater to the roof of the shack. Look at the sloping metal roof panel. The panel served as a takeoff ramp. Look at the broken posts. The vehicle soared through the air, hitting the billboard and upsetting the posts. Then it continued its flight, taking the billboard with it. Look at the sign. The sign broke the vehicle's fall into the canal. The Samaran butter billboard still looks freshly painted, suggesting it took the plunge recently. Oh, how recently? Within the past 72 hours. Look at the opposite bank. Still speeding, the vehicle made a loop and vanished into fog along the coast. What model was this phantom vehicle? There are two good candidates, a Caprice 40 and a Linear G22. Why the Caprice 40? It's about the right size, and the tyre marks look like they came from the skinny tyres frequently found on that motor carriage. The Caprice 40 is a very popular model with bank clerks, topping pie delivery drivers, secondary school teachers, cops, strippers dressed as cops, and undressed strippers. Okay, why could it be the Linear G22? Very sturdy but light motor vehicle carriage, more likely than most to survive that jump. The Linear G22 is not a particularly popular model due to its peculiar proportions, which the manufacturer's design team probably thought about for too long. Now you have to follow the tracks to be sure. The lieutenant looks on, waiting for you to wrap up your analysis. That was a very good analysis. Okay, so he wants to talk to us now.
Any theories about what happened here?
He gazes down at the side. The sign, even. Looks like someone was in a real hurry. What kind of car do you think it was? I believe it was a Linear G22. He seems impressed. That's quite likely from what I can tell. I have some ideas about who it might have been. Kim raises his eyebrows. Oh? It has to be someone dangerous, perhaps somehow connected to the murder. The traffic hooliganism? I hope not. Fortunately, we're not traffic cops. Should we get back to the murder? We should bring this driver to justice. He sighs, if we must. I'm not expecting him to get far with this, the lieutenant consoles himself. Well, it seems to be the most progress we've made so far. Right. With a new mission to our name, we'll leave it there, and hopefully see you next time for more Disco Elysium.